Lads, welcome back to Fusion YGO. Today, we're going to be doing a deck profile on Predaplant Despia branded. So let's go ahead and dive right into the deck profile. Starting off, we're doing 3 copies of Aluber, the Jester of Despia. So I run 3 Aluber. A lot of the Predaplant lists actually cut this to 2. But I think that seeing this card as a normal summon with some of the other cards that I'm playing is really important. We're also running 2 copies of Despian Tragedy. I am running Allure in this deck, so Tragedy being here is a natural it's a naturally synergistic card. We're running 1 copy of Ad Libitum, 1 copy of Dramaturge, 1 copy of Despian Comedy. I'm very limited on space in this deck, and I thought Comedy was a great way to play around things like Infinite Impermanence and Effect Veiler. And if you don't see them or you're not worried about it in games 2 and 3, this is a card that you can easily side out. 2 copies of The Fallen of Albaz, 3 copies of Branded Fusion, 3 copies of Branded Opening, 1 copy of Branded in Red. I ran out of space, I couldn't play 2, but this at 1 is fine. It's never come up where I've needed a second one, and I can recycle it with Despian Tragedy anyway. And that's gonna do it for the branded cards. I didn't actually have space for this is a 45 card list, and I didn't have space for Branded Lost, but if you could fit it, that card's insane. 3 copies of Predaplant Orifice Scorpio. The next card is 1 copy of Predaplant Darlingtonia Cobra. 2 copies of Biblisp. Biblisp is the other card that you want to send off of Branded Fusion because it lets you add a Predaplant monster from your deck to your hand. Finally, for the Predaplant monsters, we're running the Zero Pendulum Scale. I can't pronounce its name. This card allows you to fusion summon. It's basically in the scale, it's a polymerization for dark fusion monsters, which is the majority of the extra deck, so it really works out. 1 copy of Predapractice. So this card allows you to special summon Orifice Scorpio, and then it'll also allow you to add Predaplanting from your deck to your hand as free discard for your Branded Fusion into Lubellion for cost to be able to pop cards. Next up is the Edge Imp package. So we're running 2 Chain, 2 Patchwork, and 2 Poly. That is it. That is the whole package. 1 copy of Fairy Tale Stone. This card honestly could be cut. In the testing I've done, this card has come in clutch, but I miss Lost, and this card I almost exclusively wish is Lost more often than not now. 3 copies of Allure of Darkness, 1 copy of Called by the Grave, and 1 copy of Instant Fusion. 3 copies of Dark Ruler No More, 3 copies of Super Poly. These are your board breakers. That's all there is to the main deck. So let's go ahead and dive into the extra. 1 copy of Despian Querites, 2 copies of Masquerade the Blazing Dragon. Making your opponent pay life points to activate cards and effects is huge. And Sprite, actually, if you can get to double Masquerade in your opening move, Sprite, for example, struggles to deal with this. Then we've got 1 copy of Lubellion and double copies of Mirror Jade. And then we're also running double Albion. So I don't have a lot of recycling ability in this deck, so I have to have multiple targets. Mirror Jade having 2 is actually incredibly clutch. This card comes up a lot. Mirror Jade is just one of the most powerful boss monsters in the game. Non-targeting banishment and typically getting advantage off of it is really crazy. 1 copy of Guardian Chimera. Next up is a couple of it's my Predaplant stuff. So I'm playing 1 of the level 5, whose name I cannot pronounce. Being able to search a Predap Speller Trap or a Predaplant monster is really cool. 1 copy of Dragos Tapelia. Dragos Tapelia is insane. Against Sprite, this card's actually dumb. Being able to turn, negate Swap Frog's effect to turn into a level 1. 1 copy of Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. So this is for Super Poly for Dragon Link. Breaking their board is really nice. Dealing with Borreload Savage and Borrelend is really, really powerful because then they can't, deal with it. And if you want to go big, go big. Trifaveritum. I love Predaplant Trifaveritum. This card's crazy good. Trifaveritum, being able to negate special summons of monsters is really cool. Millenniumizer Strict, the hand trap negator that we were talking about earlier. And my final Super Poly target is Garura, Wings of Resonant Life. This card's great. It's another card that helps you break boards. Side deck, double DD Crow. This card's just really good in the format. Back row hate, 1 Feather Duster, triple Twin Twisters. We're also playing 3 copies of Evenly Matched. And finally, We are playing triple copies of Eradicator Epidemic Virus and triple copies of Deck Devastation Virus. This deals with Sprite because it puts everything in the graveyard, but it also really hurts Flunder as it puts all their monsters into the graveyard. So these two cards are really strong, and then this is really good against, like, it's future-proofing for future formats, like against Runic. This puts all the spells in the graveyard. But the other thing it works against is things like Sky Striker or turning off trap cards for Eldritch, putting them all in the graveyard. That is going to do it for my Predaplant Despia branded deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you smash that like button. Leave a comment with what you thought of the deck in the comment section down below. I do try to answer all of those. And until next time, lads, good fun. Have luck.